Why, hello there everyone, I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei, and today I'm going to be rehousing some tarantulas, and what you're seeing right now is my Monocentropus balfouri, but don't worry, you'll see some Poecilotherias, just like on the thumbnail. You'll see those later on in this video, so yeah, so sit back, relax, and allow me to tell you what's going on. So you may have noticed that my mic is acting a bit different today, so I might sound a bit different, but don't worry, as long as you can hear me, it's all good. Also, I am very exhausted. 今日はとても疲れました. But anyhow though, what you're seeing right now is just some of the rehouses in this video. And for me, I gotta do a lot more after this. So, this is gonna be... this is going to be very fun. So what you're basically seeing is that I'm reusing some of the old webbing, and the reason why is because the old webbing is pretty much a way for a tarantula to familiarize themselves when they're in a new enclosure. So technically what I'm doing is using their old webbing so they can adapt much quicker to their new enclosure, and that's pretty much it. So you may have noticed that the enclosures are very simple, and the reason why is because I'm a tarantula breeder, and most tarantula breeders actually keep their enclosures very simple, so that way when they do maintenance or any sort of cleaning or feeding, it's much more easier to do so. It's kind of similar to a ball python rack. If you ever seen those for ball pythons, it's simple, but it gets the job done. But the only downside is that I have to do this a lot more times after this. I don't get a break, guys. Trust me. I rarely ever do get a break, because if I have thousands of tarantulas I'm producing a year, or hundreds, I really don't get to relax as easily, guys. But hey, I'm doing the hard work, and you guys are getting slings. But when I'm doing this, it goes pretty fast for me because I have so much experience with rehousing, and I've seen some people actually panic when they rehouse tarantulas. And for me, even in this video, you will see that some tarantulas will run off, and a lot of people freak out. But for me, I'm just like, oh, okay, that's, I guess you want to do that, huh? Basically saying, I don't really freak out when a tarantula runs off or does something crazy. At this point, I'm so used to it that I'm just relatively like, okay, that's normal. I'm pretty much very calm when stuff like this happens. My advice, just stay calm and relax, because the last thing you want to do is to freak out. So, I guess this is what a professional tarantula breeder sounds like, I guess. But let me tell you guys, after rehousing these guys, I was so exhausted I just went to sleep. And the reason why I didn't record every single rehousing is because if I do that, you're going to be sitting here for days. And to be honest, I don't want to record me rehousing the same species of tarantula like over 50 times, because let's be honest, it gets kind of repetitive. So you're just seeing a small portion of the life of a tarantula breeder, just rehousing tarantulas into tarantula racks or tarantula enclosures. Now for you guys who are not tarantula breeders or are inspiring tarantula breeders, you may find this stuff to be very entertaining, but for me, I've been doing this for a while now. I guess I'm kind of used to seeing this because it's part of my lifestyle, I guess. Okay. Hear me out, guys. Here's my question for you guys. I'd like to hear in the comments down below, what is the most tarantulas you've ever rehoused in a single day? I would actually like to hear that down in the comments down below. How many tarantulas, what is the most you've ever rehoused in a single day? Now for me, it could be hundreds. I don't know. I don't really count anymore, guys. That's how much I've been dealing with. I don't even know how much. I know it's probably over hundreds at this point, at the most, for a single day, but hey guys, cut me some slack. This is my side job, you know, my side passion. But just look at me go, guys. I'm looking at this recording, and I have to say, I could be doing much quicker than this, but since I'm recording this, it's kind of hard to get a good balance of speed and rehousing footage, I guess. Now I have no idea how many I'll keep, and how many of these I'll sell in the future. It kind of just depends on how I'm doing. So let's just wait and see in the future of how many I'll keep, how many I'll sell, and whatnot. Now someone has actually emailed me and asked me, do I sell at shows? And the honest truth is that I don't. And the reason why is because If I do, then essentially I'm going to be competing with the people that I do sell to, aka other tarantula breeders, and I'm a wholesaler, guys. I would rarely ever do retail. And the reason why I don't want to do retail is because I'm gonna be honest, I did retail before and it's an absolute nightmare dealing with customers. But hey, maybe someday I'll come back and maybe I'll try retail again, but as of now, I'm sticking to being a wholesaler. And not to mention, guys, I'm a private breeder as well, so essentially, I'm not technically a business, I'm more so of a guy who's just here and there into selling, but I do breed yearly though. And what I'm showing you and what I'm giving you is basically my lifestyle and my experience. So I truly do hope that you guys are enjoying this journey, and if you do, please like this video because that'll help out a lot and allow me to show you this lifestyle. Now, a lot of tarantula breeders, they don't really want to show you their lifestyles because some may see it as inadequate or a bit controversial, but for me, I'm just going to tell you how it is because I don't want to hide it from you guys. I want to show it how it is, so that way each new generation that comes in to tarantula breeding or into the tarantula hobby in general can improve upon it once they start getting into tarantula breeding themselves, and that way each generation can be much better than the previous one. But I'll tell you, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, this video is going to be severely outdated, and let's hope so, right? Because if future husbandry is better than this that we have currently, then that means I've succeeded. Boy, do I want to see what tarantula breeders are like 20 years from now, because I guarantee you, they're gonna be some of the best. And who knows, maybe that future tarantula breeder, it could be you, or it can be anyone. As long as the passion is in your heart, then without a doubt, you have potential. But anyhow though, back to the rehousings, these Poecilotheria striatas here, most of these I probably will sell. I don't really know, to be honest. I kind of had to wait and see, but I may keep some of these for future breeders. I really don't know actually, guys. Let's just wait and see, right? You see, guys, the problem is that once you become a tarantula breeder, you will basically want to keep everything that you produce. But in reality, you kind of have to pick and choose what you're going to keep and what you're going to sell, which I'll tell you is not an easy thing. So, allow me to tell you from experience. How did I end up selling away tarantulas instead of keeping everything? Well, there is one answer that will define everything. Your budget. I gotta tell you, the first time I produced a tarantula egg sac, I wanted to keep all of the babies. But then, as time went on, my budget goes down a little bit because tarantulas, they grow. And not to mention, tarantulas can have hundreds of babies. So you do the math, you're going to lose money. Unless you're either very wealthy or if your income is very, how should I say, stable. But for me, my budget is not stable and my life is pretty hectic. So, so I kind of don't have a choice but to sell these away, or I just give them away for free. It really just depends how I'm feeling, honestly, at this point. But the one good thing is that these slings eventually end up in your hands. Then it starts a new cycle of a new tarantula hobbyist or the rise of a new tarantula breeder. Now, to be honest with you guys, the tarantula market, it is very brutal, I'll tell you that. And I think that's where a lot of tarantula breeders, where their dreams actually dies. It's not essentially the tarantula breeding, but rather the tarantula market. Because I'll tell you, the moment you decide to breed a tarantula and you enter the tarantula market, the whole game changes. It is brutal. And that's basically why I don't really pursue tarantula breeding as a business. I more so do it as a passion, which is why I give some away for free. But hey, maybe someday I'll talk about the tarantula market, but I'm going to tell you though, the day I tell you about the tarantula market is basically going to be the day I slap reality into a lot of people's faces. But let's be honest though, not very many of us will enter into the tarantula market, so I don't think it'll be a problem, right? I'm just gonna do what I do best and just sit back, relax, and enjoyed this hobby and show you my experiences and teach you some things. But anyhow though, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe because that'll help out this channel a lot. So please feel free to do so. And also feel free to check me out on my social media links such as my Instagram, my Twitter, if you want to know what I'm up to. And I upload on Fridays, or at least I try to. So stay tuned for next Friday. But man, is it hard to get videos out on time. But I'm trying though, I promise you I'm trying. And for those who are new, I do hope you enjoyed this take on tarantulas, a more lax and a more slow approach. That's how I, Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei, takes on tarantulas. So yeah, so I do hope you guys do enjoy this take on tarantulas instead of the more energetic, hyper responsive, tarantula takes on YouTube. And with that, stay lax and Laxow out from the Kumo Sensei.